Apple CarPlay workaround for Tesla vehicles. Ooh, that's a cool find, Will. Obviously, this is not the default status in a Tesla vehicle. You have your own interface that Tesla provides, their software. For some, that is enough. I guess for others, it's more appealing to have actual Apple CarPlay in there, like many cars have nowadays anyway. Apple CarPlay now available for Tesla vehicles, but only for owners willing to resort to a workaround that uses a connected Raspberry Pi, of course. You can do anything with one of those. Yeah. Anything.
Is this considered hacking?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'd put it in that category. In the face of Tesla's apparent indifference to repeated calls to bring CarPlay to its automobiles, Polish developer Mikhail Kapinski demoed his success in bringing Apple's in-car systems to his Tesla Model 3 earlier this year, as noted by Tesla North. After 6 months of work, Kapinski has now released the first publicly available alpha version of Tesla Android on GitHub for others to download and try. The workaround involves using a Raspberry Pi with an LTE modem and a Wi-Fi access point running a custom Android-based firmware, as well as a micro HDMI to HDMI cable and Ethernet cable. As demonstrated in a YouTube video, the in-car browser is used to connect to the Raspberry Pi and display the CarPlay interface on the Tesla screen, where Apple apps, including Maps and Apple Music, function as expected. The system works while driving and can also be controlled with the media buttons on the Tesla steering wheel. Ooh, that's cool. Integration with the media buttons. Now, the reason somebody might want this is that you have a tighter integration with your Apple services. Of course, you can connect your phone via Bluetooth and play whatever you want off your phone, but then you got to reach down for your phone. The native services inside the Tesla, like Spotify, you might not be subscribed to. You might want Apple Music natively on it. And this would be a way of doing that. Apple Maps, maybe for some reason you want to use. Right now, the focus is starting to shift towards better integration and simplification. Dropping the 2 boards requirement will help in reducing both cost and entry barrier by reducing the install guide to something that can be done in a matter of minutes. So he wants to keep going with it, improve it as an option for everybody. You have this massive display. You can understand why people would want to, but it also, it also opens the door to other potential inputs. Once you've gotten into the HDMI and you're feeding your own source material, you could put gaming consoles on there if you wanted to, I presume. Other things. You can see he's got the screen split, so you still have key functions on the left. And then he's got the Apple CarPlay in the bottom right, and he still has some other interface elements in the top right.
It almost looks like a browser up here.
It does definitely look like a browser. You're right. It's funny. It's like the whole system is running Android, apparently, in order to load up CarPlay. Yeah. It's kind of a funny scenario, but I presume that you could do the same for Android Auto if you really wanted to. But I this is an option I'd like to see. I mean, I've obviously spoke about things I'd like to see in Teslas because I finally have one. I'm driving it around and I'm just thinking of things, and I just went way too deep into the regen stuff. By the way, the comment section on that regen topic are kind of amazing. People have really strong feelings on that subject as well. And I should just say, just to clarify, I do think that one pedal driving is very efficient and probably should be the status for a lot of people. I was just talking about the option. Now, many suggested to put the vehicle in track mode, which you can then adjust regen in increments, but you still don't have regen on demand by pressing the brake pedal in those scenarios. You're just giving up regen. So when Teslas are breaking records around the track, there's presumably no regen involved. I'm not going back into regen, Will.
Okay. Well, just to maybe cap it off, the Audi e-tron, they use paddle shifters to, in a way, emphasize regen or de-emphasize.
So it's a different like engine technique. Braking, like downshifting.
Yeah.
That is very cool. I want to try that.
You should get it.
I don't. Do I have to buy it? Audi,
yes.
Can I borrow one, please, for a bit?
No, you should get it.
Audi,
you get the trifecta.
Let me borrow one. I want to see the implementation compared to what I've got on the Taycan and the Tesla as well. Because people were saying, well, the Tesla beat the record around the Nürburgring, and it's like, yeah, in track mode for sure. It must have been. So, but anyway, This is another thing that I would like to see as an option. But by the way, I'm not saying I don't want one pedal driving. I want it. And then I want no one pedal driving, but the option to use the traditional brake as a regen method. That's it. And then I would see whichever one prevails over time. It's very nitpicky, but it's interesting to me, these implementations. But another one would be Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, just to increase the versatility. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but to increase the versatility into how you can use that big display. That would be fun.
Sure.